So the current dispute that I heard on talk radio today is, it's such a shame that there are vouchers. They're taking money out of the school system. Schools, being a teacher in Florida is very unsettling because money is leaving the system. But wait a minute, if there's vouchers, that means the money is going somewhere. What they're saying is perhaps it's difficult to be a public school teacher. You just have to accommodate and maybe move to a different system.
Okay, so if
money's going to vouchers, that means that there are teaching positions open somewhere else. So why is it so difficult to be a teacher? They're focusing on the loss of jobs in public schools. What about the growth of jobs in other places?
That's true.
So, I mean, if it's true that in some...
Now, Steve, one thing is clear, and I don't want to... This is dangerous for me to say because I don't have all the knowledge
we don't have
on the topic and information.
Right.
But I think public education is a failure. It is a failure today. I mean,
in general, there are spots.
Spots are okay, but they will always be there.
Right.
There will be brilliant people on, even if there are not schools around.
Right.
You know, they will always be in. But it's a failure, and like they say in one of the listeners there, they say, whenever you try to fix it, you're always trying to fix a failure. You're adding more money. You know, it's like having
the system.
The
Deming.
foundations of a house are not good, but you're still putting more floors on it.
It's the Deming analysis.
Exactly,
you have to change the system. You're inside a system that you need to pop the balloon.
Yeah.
You don't squeeze one side.
Anew from something new for sure.
Right.
Yeah, and that's true. And well, I can imagine that things are going to be, with each passing day, things are going to be more difficult for public education. Because this, I tell you, so much is the failure of public education that we are being able to hold students longer than they are.
Oh, you mean in the charter school?
Yeah.
Because normally the kid would be tossed out because of some discipline problem. We're flexible enough or something.
All right, but they're still here. And as long as they're coming to school, we still have a hope.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've heard students say it's much better here.
Right, because it's only 4 hours.
It's only 4 hours. It's flexible. Well, we have made some winnings here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we brought them to a scenario that's 4 hours, still unflexible, but 4 hours. So meaning that there's a problem with time and students. They just don't want to be, you know. It's that thing they say, we don't have a schedule. Like he says, when I build a school, we don't have a schedule. We're not going to, you don't have to be here. What do you want to do? You want to learn about Vietnam? All right. I'm going to give you the instructions where you can go and learn about this. There's this guy setting up a museum. There's another there's a lecture going on here. Go and find your resources and learn.
Right.
This is where we have to
Now,
get.
there are some students who've told me, we don't get any food here. 6.5 hours, that's okay. I'll go back to my old school. That's fine.
But we have to get rid of the current grading system in order to do that, because as long as we are expected by the district to give a certain number of these pass, these didn't pass. How on this pass math, by doing 17 questions in each unit with 19 quizzes with a CST, he passes. I mean, as long as you want to scrutinize all the data in that way, you won't have education.
No.
Because as long as they have to do that, they cannot educate themselves. They can't learn.
Right.
I mean, you're asking them to do something that is counterproducing to learning. They cannot do it.
We know there are many ways up a mountain. And if someone's behind you saying, oh, you have to go left.
Exactly.
But I can see the mountains right up there. I'll just go straight up. No, you have to go on this path. Otherwise, you have not climbed the mountain.
Now,
but I just did. Come back down.
The big picture now. It's time to put these things down in words. There is a space here for a big, great book. It doesn't matter that it's a compilation book.
No.
All books are, in a way.
You know, it's just somebody took the time to rewrite.
Is that if you're actually somebody took the time to read and understand all the different sources that tackle one problem, and now you're just putting them together.
Right.
Because exactly what you did if I could have a book with a series of readings like what you have in the CD right now, My God, I think this book. I mean, it's okay. We will quote people. We'll say this is this idea, this idea, this idea. But it's going to be put together in one book that at least maybe our principals and our decision makers can, when they go to shed, they might still open it and say, this is
now.
interesting.
What's interesting is that's exactly the book that Litke wrote. And because it's $26, it's not getting out there. So how do you make something? There's many different ways of learning. There has to be a pop-up book. There has to be a CD. There has to be YouTube, 15 video chapters with dancing words on one idea. Then the next one, dancing words, another idea. And then I guess there's the movie.
Why don't you YouTube? Why don't you do what you did? Exactly what you did, and then YouTube it.
Right.
Like in video.
Yeah.
Like I want to see your face reading,
or the words just coming right there.
With captioning if necessary.
Every now there's a
exactly
a little
and reading
video,
and
a
explaining
picture.
that.
Here's
and
Dan Pink.
Honors to them, say this is from Liquid's book. They realize from this book. And then at the end, what you close up with like 5 or 10 minutes speech in which you talk about education and what's going through and what we have to do and why are we running behind everybody else in the world. That could be something interesting.
And in fact, here's a YouTube that says all that.
Exactly.
And now this is a little course.
Boom, 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 boom.
This is called
You never know.
continued education. Oh, and we want not only teachers and principals and taxpayers to read this, but the students too. Let's let the students see what the teachers are talking about. Talking about them.